In the first video, I told you that disease is failed physics. In the second, I showed you that the same physics has been running for 4 billion years. That every cell in your body is descended from a single ancient bargain in a deep-sea vent, and there is no backup engine. In this video, I'm going to open the hood, because most people have never been told what is actually happening inside their cells, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Right now, in every cell of your body, there is a machine. Not a metaphorical machine, a literal one. It is roughly 10 nanometers tall. It has a stator. It has a shaft. It has a rotor. It rotates like a turbine at speeds of up to 9,000 revolutions per minute. It is called ATP synthase, and there are tens of thousands of them in every mitochondrion. And there are hundreds to thousands of mitochondria in every cell, which means that inside your body, right now, there are roughly 10 million billion of these tiny rotary motors, all spinning, all making the molecule that powers everything you do. You did not learn about this in school. Most physicians never learned the structural details of it. We hand out a Nobel Prize for figuring out how it works in 1997, and almost nobody outside of biochemistry has ever heard of it. This is the engine room. This volume is the complete tour of the machine, and once you understand the machine, you understand why your body works the way it does, and why it fails the way it does. Let me show you the most beautiful part. The motor sits in a folded membrane inside the mitochondrion. The folds are called cristae. They look like inner pleats, and those pleats are not random. They are shaped deliberately by the motors themselves. The ATP synthase motors line up in long rows along the curved tips of the pleats. Their geometry forces the membrane to bend exactly there. The bend creates a tight space. Protons get trapped in that space. The protons drive the motors make the energy. Form, function, geometry, physics. A self-organizing nanostructure inside every cell of your body, refined over 2 billion years. When the cristae lose their shape, when the pleats swell out and flatten, the motors stop spinning efficiently. Energy production drops. The cell starts to fail. This is what happens in aging. This is what happens in heart failure. This is what happens in Alzheimer's. The pleats lose their shape. The motors stutter. The cell can no longer pay for its own existence. Now here is the part that should change how you think about chronic disease. Different tissues have different energy budgets, and that creates a vulnerability hierarchy. Your neurons are the most expensive cells in your body. A single neuron can extend for a meter and has to maintain its electrical state along that entire length. It uses approximately 400 million ATP molecules every time it fires an action potential, and it fires thousands of times per hour. Your cardiomyocytes, your heart muscle cells, are next. Mitochondria make up roughly 30% of their entire volume. Compare that to a typical cell, where mitochondria are around 2 to 8%. Your heart regenerates its entire ATP supply about 400 to 500 times per day. It turns over 6 kilograms of ATP every 24 hours. Then your kidney cells, then your retina, then your inner ear. This is not a coincidence, this is a hierarchy. When mitochondrial function declines, the most expensive tissues fail first, in a predictable order. Brain symptoms first, then heart, then kidney, then sensory loss. Look at any list of common chronic diseases. Cognitive decline, heart failure, kidney disease, hearing loss, vision loss. That is not a list of unrelated conditions. That is the vulnerability hierarchy of mitochondrial energy failure, written across millions of medical charts. The cardiologist sees one part of it, the neurologist sees another, the nephrologist a third. None of them in conventional training are taught to see the underlying machine. That is what the engine room gives you, the map of the machine, the shape of the failure. The reason the same patient who has fatigue at 30 has cognitive decline at 60 and heart failure at 75. It is not bad luck. It is not unrelated conditions stacking up. It is one engine, breaking down in the order that physics predicts. If you have ever wondered why no medical specialist has been able to tell you what is actually wrong with you, this is the volume that answers it. The Engine Room, Volume 3 of the Living Energy series, by Hornbeak. Read the book.